And tonight, residents are returning to that Cayce neighborhood we told you about over the weekend along the Congaree River that had to deal with very high floodwaters. We told you earlier how Riverland Park neighborhood had a voluntary evacuation on Sunday. So we were back out there today to check on them, see how everybody was doing, and make sure everybody got back in their homes. News 19's Victoria Samuels has the update tonight.
The level of the rivers across the Midlands, they're actually, most of our rivers have crested. So the rivers like the Congaree River, the Watery River, the North Fork of the Edisto, those rivers have since crested and they're gradually going back down. And we hope that the Congaree River at Columbia will be below flood stage later this afternoon.
On Sunday, the city of Cayce issued a voluntary evacuation for the Riverland Park neighborhood that sits on the Congaree River. Early Tuesday morning, residents started to return home after the river crested. Leonard Vaughn is a hydrologist with the National Weather Service in Columbia. He says the river is starting to lower, but residents should stay aware.
Only people that would really have to pay attention to the river are the people downstream from Columbia, like down towards like the Congaree National Park. Those areas have just recently crested, so the river still remains quite high in those areas. But people that tend to live in those areas along the river, they're very aware of what happens with the river, and they're usually on top of things as far as staying safe.
And in an effort of staying safe, Ashley Brown, who is now back home and cleaning up, took advantage of the city of Cayce's evacuation suggestion.
Thursday, when Helena, the storm came through, we had to evacuate. It wasn't mandatory, but they gave us voluntary evacuation plans to leave out the neighborhood. The water came so far from the river in our yard, we had to evacuate because my mother is disabled and they were taking us out with fire trucks.
Maya Reese is the director of the Department of Environmental Services. She says if dam owners keep vigilant about cleaning out spillways, flooding can be minimized.
We have noticed in our assessments that we've noticed some clogged spillways. And we just want to continue to encourage those dam owners to be paying close attention to those types of issues and to avoid any issues because of that.
In Lexington County, Victoria Samuels, News 19, WLTX.
And boat ramps into the Congaree River are still closed to the public, so stay out of the water for the time being.